All right, Mike, let's jump into some more tournament questions. My turn to ask you.
All right, what do you, I have all the answers.
Well,
I'm kidding.
First round game, the Big Ten won all their games.
Yes.
They're sending 4 to the Sweet 16. Did we not give Big Ten basketball enough credit this season?
Yeah, I guess. I still don't feel
like... Are they still
like...
haunted by not winning a national title since 2000?
Yes. And I still think right now, do any of these Big Ten teams have a real chance to win a national title? No. I mean, look, let's say it's Michigan. They got to beat Auburn, beat Michigan State or Ole Miss, then beat probably Florida, then beat probably Duke. Like, no. Michigan State. Like, okay, we beat Ole Miss. Are we going to beat Auburn?
Then you have probably Florida.
Right. No.
And then Duke.
Maryland, forget it. The Queen took another step while we were talking about it. They shouldn't even be alive. They should have lost to Colorado State. And Purdue's Purdue. They ain't ever winning nothing.
They get a home game.
Doesn't matter.
Against Houston.
Mascot wears sweatpants. Can't win a natty.
Okay. Mike, is Oregon's, or not Oregon, is UConn's coach, Dan Hurley, on the verge of having a Bob Knight meltdown?
Feels like it. I mean, I don't know if you saw on social media when he left the court and basically said, I hope you guys don't get F like we did. No, I watched the game. I mean, his behavior is bad enough. Did you watch the 60 Minutes feature on him?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's insane. And this is the problem. We empower these nutcases.
I mean, I'm really expecting that chair across the court or just the total meltdown.
I sadly, yes, because he seems completely unhinged.
Yeah, I just don't understand why he's so angry.
There's a difference between a Brad Underwood and a Tom Izzo, or name a coach who might be grumpy. Then there's Dan Hurley, who should be starring in the next Mission Impossible as a deranged European crypto terrorist. Like, they're just, I don't get it.
Yeah.
So, yes, Rico, he scares me.
So I'm going to ask you the question, Mike. Did Rick Pitino screw himself over by benching R.J. Luis?
No. I understand if people say yes. Just for me personally, no.
And for those who don't know, Big East Player of the Year.
He screwed himself because he built a roster that was incapable of taking and making threes and shooting an acceptable amount at the free throw line. And I think you and I weren't big believers in them making a big run. Why? The aforementioned things. Rico, when a guy's 3 for 17, I personally feel you might be mentally done. Like last night with Jace Richardson. He got to about 0 for 8 or 0 for 9. I go, well, he ain't coming back from that. He started throwing up zippity-doo-dah shots.
He could make layups.
Right. So I don't think so. But I totally get it if it's like, you know what? The guy got you here. You gotta let him play.
So that wasn't Pitino's Ben Carter moment?
No, because he had a player with 2 legs to put in. It's different.
Like football, Mike, should college basketball rethink the way coaches and players can enter the portal and leave to go get jobs while the tournament is going on?
Yes, 100%.
Because, Minnesota takes the Colorado State coach. Like, apparently talks were going on while the tournament was going on. This didn't happen overnight.
Yeah. Drake gets eliminated. Hi, I'm going to Iowa. By the way, Drake shouldn't exist. I said this Friday. Ban them for the way they play. But the fact is now they're replacing like their third coach in 5 years.
Yeah.
DeVries, Nedved, and now McCollum. And guess what, people? Open wide. You're about to get a taste of Drake Bulldogs basketball because now it's coming to Iowa. Over under 17.
Mike, I'm going to ask you, why do you feel there's been the lack of drama in the tournament this year?
NIL. I just think it exacerbates the problems we have in football because basketball, it only takes 1 or 2 players that can shift everything. And you're seeing the smaller schools, they can win their conference. They can put good teams out there, but they're losing their best guys. And it's always. So, yeah, I mean, Rico, I think it's the NIL. And I think it's doing damage to one of the most magical things we have in sports, which is the tournament. I'm not trying to be simplistic or sarcastic.
No.
I truly believe it. It's the portal, and it's the NIL.
Yeah, I would say the same. Mike, more impressive.
Okay.
7 SC teams almost half of the Sweet 16 coming from the SEC, or 4 new coaches to a program are in the Sweet 16. And Dusty May, Pope, Kevin Young, and Calipari.
I'm going to say the new coaches because of what we just talked about. It should be easy in the NIL era. Do you know how hard it is to inherit a roster or not inherit anyone and on the fly have to build a team capable of being talent-wise able to do this, but then actually play together? Bill Self looking at you. Look, Dusty May should be coach of the year. I think what he's done at Michigan's incredible. Cal, more tournament wins this weekend than he's had in 5 years, which I kind of like. He left Kentucky. They made him feel like he couldn't spell his name anymore.
Right.
I just think it's incredibly impressive to do that day one on the job. The SEC, let's top to bottom. It's superb.
I see. For me, it was the SEC because it kind of validated, because it was like, okay, you put everybody in but 2 teams.
Yeah.
And they're almost half the Sweet 16, which goes back to our earlier prop bet of SEC or the field. You got a great chance at actually winning this thing.
True.
So
you realize, though, on a year-in, year-out basis from point forward, the Big Ten and the SEC are probably going to make up 33% of this tournament.
Yes.
That's gross.
Well, that was the next question, Mike. Do you realize there's only 4 conferences being represented in the Sweet 16? And ironically enough, the ACC won.
Well, that's Duke.
Yes.
Duke should be in the Intergalactic Conference. But yeah, no, Rico, it's sad to me. It is. But I'm an old head. Yeah. I miss the Pac-12. I miss the Big 12 proper. I just miss styles making fights and the different conferences playing different ball. It's just done. The SEC's got 20 teams, man. The Big 10, we got teams across the globe.
So why the fall off for the ACC?
Okay. Super, super interesting question. I think part of it is money. When you look at the SEC and you actually look at the makeup of it, take Duke and put Duke over here. Duke in North Carolina, move them over. Like Wake Forest has like 2,500 students. NC State's never been good at basketball. We took Maryland from them. Syracuse basically told their biggest booster to blow it out his ass. He no longer supports their NIL. Syracuse is a joke. Miami had a good run, and it crashed and burned, right? Bad portal cycle, 80-year-old coach. I think a lot of it with a lot of the member institutions, including places like VTech. Rico, I kind of question the money. I just don't think they can fund it the way these other conferences can. Okay. If that's a terrible take, I'll own it.
No. I mean, because when you think college hoops, ACC is king. And right now, they have one team. Now, it is Duke, which leads into the next question. Is this tournament simply Duke versus the world?
I said at the start, Duke and Auburn, and you can have the rest. I haven't seen anything that makes me change. So, yeah, sadly, I don't want to be right about that. But, yes, you don't casually drop a bomb on a team with multiple NBA players, including a top 5 pick in VJ Edgecombe. They demoralized Baylor. They murdered them.
Don't know if anybody stayed up to see the late night game, especially because it was going on concurrently with Michigan State. But, Mike, Arizona and head coach Tommy Lloyd, the job they did against Oregon, they were down, I think, like 25-7 early in the game. Caleb Love and those guys came back, found a way to win. Does Arizona have a shot against Duke?
Not unless they bring back Gilbert Arenas, Jason Terry,
Richard Jefferson.
Yeah, I mean, you got to bring them all back. Michael Wright, Michael Dickerson. No, I got nothing. They're going to get crushed. Caleb will feel like he has to play even more hero ball. I think Arizona's going to get murdered.
All right, one last question. Who is the one team that you think not enough is being said about that's still playing in this tournament?
Arkansas. Because Michigan's getting the coverage. I feel like, so you're saying not enough?
Right. Like, they're in this thing, but it's like, if you ask people like, hey, are they playing? And they'll be like, I don't know.
Arkansas was really impressive. It'd be Arkansas or Michigan. But I think Arkansas, because of the brand names they took down, higher quality of opponent. That's not a shot at Michigan. That's factual. I'd say Arkansas.
See, I was going to say probably Texas Tech, because I don't think anybody's even mentioned that they're still in the tournament. the team that's ironically playing Arkansas.
Okay. I can go there. JT Toppin.
Yeah.
Good thing he wasn't at New Mexico last night.
Yeah.
The portal giveth and it taketh away. You understand why that team would. I'll leave it alone. Yeah. But yeah, Pitino, he may look like a goofball, but I don't think he's nearly as bad as people say he is.
No.
The son, not the dad.
No, I don't think he's going to be in New Mexico.
Where's he going?
I think he's going to be the latest in guys who will parlay this into a better job. I like to call it the coaching portal, where it's musical chairs. But I don't think he's going to be New Mexico State coach next year.
New Mexico.
I'm sorry, New Mexico.
Don't mess that up. Like, hey, why can't Seth Davis get it right? Oh, I think Jace Richards for Michigan, and I'm like, well, 0 for 3 on that. Got the player in the school wrong. Guys, it's not hard. 2 distinctly different schools with different uniforms. Yeah.
But no, I think that he's going to leave and probably take some of those players with him from New Mexico to whatever school he goes to next. So we'll see. Anyway,
Tournament Blitz.
The college tournament Blitz 97.1.